I started watching boxing as a kid. I wasn't really into it. I was into wrestling. I liked fake wrestling and baseball, and my father used to make me come in and watch certain fights. I remember the first fight I ever watched was Jerry Cooney versus Ken Norton. I remember watching Evander Holyfield, and I never really got into it, but as a young kid. But my father made me get into it, and then I started to really like it and appreciate it. And my favorite fighter was Marvin Hagler, and later Evander Holyfield, James Toney. I started getting into martial arts, more or less, kickboxing. My uncle was a professional kickboxer, fought for the New York State title, taught me from a very young age, and I was never really into it. I was pretty good, I guess, but not necessarily with the karate, but I liked the punching. And that was really it. And then later on in life, I probably at, 17 years old, I walked into a boxing gym, and more for exercise than anything else. And I was suffering from pretty bad asthma, and I was just looking for something just to kind of mess around and kind of get back in shape with. Started boxing training. It was pretty good. Met Lou Duva. He approached me about, I was fast and this and that and the other thing, and I never told anybody I had really bad asthma. I couldn't really be a fighter or anything like that. And then I just got into the training. I started training young kids, professional fighters who were older than me. Again, I was 17, 18 years old. Local pros were coming up to me, hey, can you help me with this? Can you show me how to do that? And can you do this? And so, yeah. And that's how I got officially involved in boxing. Yeah, first time I saw Tomas, he was fighting back when he fought Paul Briggs and fought, Cunningham and all those guys. I always was a fan of his. I always appreciated his style. He was a tough guy and never quit, my kind of fighter. But I never met Tomas up until the last training camp. Favorite fight? Yeah, you have to go with Briggs. The Briggs fight was a classic, but I liked his fight with Chris Arreola. I thought he showed a lot of skill. I think that's the fight he looked the best in, skill-wise. Still a tough fight, but looked good, did a lot of the right things, quick feet. And I would say Chris Arreola and Paul Briggs. Tomas likes to say speed is everything. I'm a big believer in timing. Two most important things in any kind of fighting is timing and distance. Timing beats speed, distance beats power. Tomas likes to say speed, I go along with it, but in the gym we work on speed, but we work more on timing, distance, getting in, like I said, rob the bank and escape the bank without getting caught. Not running, but doing your thing, doing what you're supposed to do. Hit and not be hit. Hard to describe. Your heart's racing, your mind is racing, yet you're very relaxed, you're very focused all at the same time. I never was a jet fighter pilot, but I would imagine those guys would tell you the same thing. I could tell you when a fight is done, I feel like I just got off of a fighter jet. I feel like I just got out of a race car. I feel great, and there's no better feeling in the world when you win a fight and you win decisively or you win by knockout and your fighter did everything or mostly everything that you worked on in camp. But the emotions, just one of those things you can't describe. It's a high like nothing else. People say, oh, I was born to do this, I was born to be a doctor, I was born to be a lawyer. Well, whoever says they were born to be a boxing trainer, but it's funny because as time went on, I really felt this was what I was supposed to do, and I love every second of it. I love training the guys and building them and making them better and progress every day, and there's no greater feeling in the world for me. Kuba Hiski is the best in the business. I've been around all of them. I've been, not that I've trained the best fighters in the world, but I've been around the Oscar De La Hoyas, the Arturo Gaddis. I trained the Chinese national team. I've been around a lot of very good strength trainers, a lot of very bad ones. And I can tell you, none of them come close to Dr. Kuba Hiskey. He's number one. He's the best I've been around.